It's Friday again. It's Saturday, Sunday. What? It's Friday again. It's Saturday, Sunday. Just forgive me because you know
Hi
what happened? I
guys.
was downloading YouTube and I don't know what happened, but um,
It's all
I
yeah.
good,
know.
man.
It's
Happy
How you
Friday,
doing,
Friday.
brother?
everybody.
How you doing, sis? How's everybody doing? Good
Good.
morning. Real
It's
estate unwrapped.
freezing.
We are here. We are here. We are here. It is Friday. It is
Whew.
midday. It is a great day. Let's just put it to you that way. So,
Yes. Freezing, but a
how's
beautiful day. Yes.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. And I look forward to actually having this one topic right now. We
Oh,
actually kept going back and forth on this. It's going to be a couple of things we're going to be talking about today. But this is a very interesting thing. I mean, look, Gigi, you say it on and on and on. You've been in the industry for over 20 years
250.
or
Yeah.
so, 200 years or 250 years. You've been in
Yeah.
the industry. So, us talking back in time of when you started, this is something that we actually were thinking about. When I
Yeah.
started, I've been in the industry pretty long time as well. When I started, what I went through as well. And as the young man in the group, okay, Mr. Ed, sir, you have been here for a couple of years, but you've actually done a couple of things as well to actually be an improved top real estate agent. So
Yeah.
look,
Yeah.
guys, I look forward to even talking about this. I
Yeah.
look forward to helping out not only the agents that are starting out with us, but the agents who actually have been plateaued for a while and need to improve and actually rocket themselves to the next level.
Right.
So with all further ado, man, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's
Let's do
introduce ourselves
this.
first. Ed, welcome. I mean, you have NYC Homes with Ed. How you doing, sir? Good morning.
Good
And
morning. Good
Gigi
morning.
Pierre, good morning, good
Good
morning, good morning, good
morning.
morning. And ladies and gentlemen, as you already know who this is Israel Martinez, and you'll always find me as Israel Martinez NYC throughout all the
Woo.
websites. So let's
Whoop,
start
whoop.
this off and see how this works out, all right?
All right. So today, yes, how basic. What's the title? Our title is how to slay your first 2 years in real estate.
Mm.
Because you know what? I think it's better than when I started. 20, it's 27 years? 20, oh yeah, it's gonna be almost 27 years in
Is it
October.
27 years.
27
Yeah.
years, really?
It's 26 years effective, 26 years.
That's a
And
lifetime.
and this was probably the worst experience anybody can have. And I think I understand why the fail rate was so high. All right. Got into that office. They said, "Here's a book." It was a cold directory, like big ass book like this, right? And they say, "Here, open up a page. Here's a script. Read the script. Call the numbers. Get some appointments." Okay. Okay. It
That,
was
jeez.
excruciatingly painful.
That's what they used
Painful.
to do back in
Painful.
the late 1900s.
1900s. Yes.
Ah.
So no, and it was pretty
It's
bad. So there
funny.
was this is the training we got. It's like get on the phone. Get on the phone. We'll talk later.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had
I
some of
mean,
that
that's
residual effect.
Yeah.
that was the Stone Age calling. That was back in the
Yeah.
days.
There
Now,
was
now
no
it's
social media.
crazy.
You used
Yeah,
to
you
prepare
had
your
the
ads
rotary
one
phone
week
also,
in
right?
advance. We had the no, we had the push buttons, but we were still on
But oh,
landlines. Uh,
To this day, I don't even think anybody knows what a rotary phone is.
we
nah, come
had
on, people have to
I
know.
had
People have to
all
know.
my contacts were in a Rolodex. Okay,
Yeah.
See, there
I
you go.
still
They were
have
all
the
in the
Rolodex.
Rolodex.
Yes.
Really,
Our
it's still
our
holding up.
listings, we would receive once a week some sheets to put in the binder for the new listings.
Oh my God.
Advertisement was in the papers, of course, in magazines that you had at supermarket. The real estate magazine. It was great. It was great. It was fantastic.
I tell you, I mean,
So
I spoke to a lot of older, real estate
older
agents,
folks,
and they used to tell me that they actually used to get in MLS. They used to get books almost every
yeah,
week or
the
so
books.
of what listings are out there.
A
Can you
book.
imagine what we
Right,
did back then? My
right,
Lord.
right. But we had
So
so fewer listings. The books were big, but not as big. I mean, now you have accessibility is tremendous and is going even faster.
Yeah,
I think so.
information is
I
Yeah,
traveling
think so.
faster
yeah.
than it used to.
But we still have people that are find it very very easy to it's a great business to be in, but it's so hard to just go through it because there is no exact formula on how to really succeed. But I guess we sort of peeled off that onion, Ed and Israel and I, and we figured out there are like 5 things that really need 5 things that really need to
I
be
think
accomplished and understood. Right.
Yeah.
I think we
Go ahead, Ed. I was going to say
comprised
something
it.
also real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
go
we
ahead.
comprised it. We kind of dug in deep to see what it is exactly, because there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot that you
Yeah.
can do to slay your first 2 years. All
Yeah.
right.
Right.
But what we did is we just kind of narrowed it down to the top 5 things that we believe if you just focus on these top 5 things, everything else will kind of fall in line.
Right.
I agree.
Go ahead, Israel. I know you were going to say
100%.
something.
Yeah, because you have
No,
the
I was
very
just
yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no. Go ahead, Gigi. Finish it up.
I was just saying there are the few like those agents like 1 in a million just start the business and you see like in their first years that they're close to making 100 grand or even like it's like what happened here?
Yeah.
What did I miss? How come it was so hard for me to just get to that first 6 figure income?
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get to it. I mean, obviously,
Let's
what I was
get
just
to
going to
it.
go ahead.
All right. Ed, this is Ed in Israel. This is your domain because I think you guys are better than I am at leveraging your social media game. Super important, especially for old fogies like myself. We need to understand that one really well. You guys want to just deep dive into this one, right? Because there's a lot to know, and sometimes it's tough, man.
So, I mean, right from it's funny because hearing you talk about, and I remember they were called the Yellow Pages, right? That's what it was, the Yellow Pages. Yeah. I actually used to do that. Or the White Pages too. I used to call for that for business purposes, like B2B. But yeah, I remember doing that. I remember doing that years ago. And it's funny because, and I made fun of it too, the late 1900s, because we literally came out of that. Yeah, and it's like, it's nuts to where we are now. You know what I mean? And today, literally, we have all these different type of social media platforms at our fingertips that we can utilize. I'm not using it to 100% of my capability, but every single day I'm trying to put a little more. I'm trying to do a little more. And this is the only way that I would say that you can really kind of attract that business for free. You have people that are following you. You have people that are paying attention to your social media platforms. You put out a story, you put something out, people comment back, you respond. They like your photos, you like their pictures. But now if you're putting that information, like real estate information, you're putting out some of the properties that you're working with. And if you're working with the team or your brokerage, they should be able to give you access to now put this information out there to social media. And I believe this is the new real reality TV shows. Back in the days, right, Israel, we were talking about it. Back in the days, it was the Real World. Everybody was interested in looking at Real World. Now you hear all these housewives are here, housewives of over there, housewives everywhere. You know what I mean? So people love these reality TV shows. And now we have the stage. Now we have the platform. Now we have the microphone that we can get in front of the camera. And yes, some of us might not like the way we sound, but it's okay. Somebody out there will. Just because you don't doesn't mean somebody out there won't. You never know who's watching, and you're going to be the one to give someone else the ability to then say, you know what, I could do this too. They make it seem pretty easy. Or you're going to get people that are going to get interested in who you are as a person, and then they're going to feel like they know who you are. They're going to feel like, oh my God, based off of these stories in the post, I can understand this person. You know what? I think they might be the right person to help me with the home that I'm looking to buy, or the home.
Or you can even get those paid advertisements on social media. You have those little campaigns of 3, those 10-day campaigns.
That's just going to add more promotion.
So, and the good thing about this, I mean, when it comes to social media, is 3 things. It's really, the perfection is the imperfection. So you don't really have to be perfect every single time. Just by plugging in certain things, whether you're enjoying a meal, whether you're doing something in the background as far as putting up a sign for a house, whether a new house is coming up to the market, different things. Everybody's going to have a common thread with you, and they're going to want to flow with you. So the same way when you're watching a television or watching a show, it's because you have a common, feel of it. You enjoy the comedy behind it. You enjoy the horror behind it. You enjoy the mystery behind it. So as you're putting these things out, as far as leveraging your social media, you may think that your book, your phone book, your cell phone may have just a little bit amount of people. Once you start plugging in all these things, ladies and gentlemen, as the more you plug in, the more content you put in, you'll start having almost 1,000 people following you,
Yeah.
500 people following you, and so on and so forth. And then it's going to continue growing. And then can you imagine when you get to that point and all you had to do is just put out a content to start leveraging the social media, and look at the ones that are out there, from YouTube to Facebook to Instagrams and all those other
Right.
ones. Once you
Yeah.
start leveraging those, you're going to be able to start just putting out content where people are just going to understand and want to follow you over and over again.
Right.
So,
And there is no way around it. I've heard agents who like, well, I don't want to mix my personal life with my professional life. You don't have to, but
right,
you're still gonna have to sort of people are gonna want to see who they're dealing with. They're not
exactly,
gonna they're gonna want to see a real person. So
right,
you can create a professional account, not put anything of your personal life, but you're gonna have to put some stuff that are just about you, who you
right.
are.
Yeah.
You
And,
may not
and
want to display your kids or whatever, but like if you enjoy going some places and it's relevant to attracting some more business, do it. You cannot be a I think you cannot be a secret agent. People want to make sure
correct,
that you know the area you're working in.
correct.
And the more you're going to display that, the better. The products that you sell, the area that the other people in business, outside of business, there is no way around it. And every day I'm realizing that more and more.
Yeah.
100.
Right?
I mean, Ed said it himself. It's perfect. A while ago, we spoke and said that social media is pretty much the platform of your resume.
Mm-hmm.
It's the new way of having a resume. So you should
Yeah.
actually look into that and make sure that you're putting out some good content out
Right.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know we touched on it last week, but to kind of tie it all together, because we were talking about social media at that point. Look, if you don't know what to put, start here. Put out a picture of yourself, the same picture that you use for your business card. Put it out there. Hey, introducing myself to the neighborhood, introducing myself to the market, introducing myself to social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever the case is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Introduce yourself. Hey, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. Let me know if you know anybody who needs assistance. I remember hearing Israel say this, and I know it came from one of Seiku's classes, right? But great thing that I started doing at the beginning of this year is every single person that I get in contact with, I'm saying, hey, you know what I'm trying to do this year? I'm trying to help over 100 families in real estate, whether they're looking to buy, sell, or invest. All right.
Right.
Who do you know that might benefit from my assistance? Right. That's it. They might know somebody, they might not, but I'm putting it out there from the beginning. And I want to touch on this real quick. We said last week, more than 30% of realtors reported closing at least one transaction a year from a direct result of social media.
Right.
How crazy is that?
I haven't done it yet. I'm from the pool of those that are lagging, and will do it because maybe my social media game is cute, but it's not there yet. And I just
takes time.
I'm just having such a hard time finding the time. It's like I'm like, man, this is tough.
So the thing is, what we'll pretty much shut it off this way and move on to the next one, in the sense that if you can't do it, because you are not a content creator, you're not a social media maven, so on and so forth, and you just need a little bit of practice. There's 3 ways of going by this. Either keep doing it until you keep making mistakes and just keep having fun with it. That's the free way. The other way is actually having a friend do it for you. And then the third way is actually paying somebody to do it for you.
I had people, I had those companies paying for it, and it was kind of so generic and just blah,
Well,
so
again, not everybody has the same experience, right? So there's those different ways you could do it.
Yeah, I would say even if you did pay for a generic company to do it and they seem very generic, think about it. It's better than what you were already doing.
I agree.
You understand?
Absolutely right.
If you're not doing it and you can pay a company, do it. If not, listen, you can record yourself right now, Gigi. You can pull out your phone and say, hey, what's going on, everybody? Check this out, right? We are
let's do it. Look at this. Let's
YouTube,
do it
Facebook,
right now
on StreamYard. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. It's literally that. That's fine. We're in real estate and we focus so much on how can I get out there to show properties that I'm showing, show a listing, show this, show that. But at the end of the day, it's people like that, but people also want to see you. People just want to get to know you, who you are. Yeah. Everybody has a story to tell. So put it out there.
All right.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Let's move on to the next thing. So we talked about understand your personality and adopt lead generation strategies that work for you. So that's somewhat of a big one to understand, right?
Yeah.
Understanding your personality. So you guys are in for a good treat because we've had all that training on personality profiles twice. So you can actually get back to it
Mhm.
and figure out what personality type you fall into. It's very important to know what kind of personality you have. I'm a DI. We all know I'm the more aggressive type and a little bit more bubbly at the same time, at the same type. So sometimes when I'm going to deal with analytical personalities, I'm going to have to scale down and like push down that aggressivity and loudness because it's not what they want,
Wow, it
and
looks
I
pretty
may have
aggressive.
to be more detailed. What?
I said that looked pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, because
Okay.
you look like you were really trying to push that force out. I don't know what that was.
That's me. Yeah, this
You
is
know, you were
this
just
is
like
how it
trying
is.
to.
Like it's a concerted effort
It is.
within myself, and so just calm down. Just like let the person talk. Just listen, listen, listen. They're super analytical, so now you need to bring your A game. It's not straight to the point. We're gonna have to just peel off a few layers, show them a few spreadsheets. Don't like that, but we're gonna have to go through it. And this is what you have to learn to really leverage. Okay. When you're gonna do lead generation, you're gonna have to understand who you're talking to, right? When even if you're talking to your sphere of influence, to people that not everybody is like you,
Mhm.
right? So not everybody is going to respond the same way you would to whatever you're doing, whatever you're putting out there as far as advertisement, even on social media, even
Right.
how you're going to try to target them, how you're going to talk to them, even in the phone conversation, right? You're going to have to figure out who you are and how you can approach best different people. I was trying to probably get some excerpt on some articles we had.
But that's
You
very
guys
true.
want to
So
add up to
so
that?
pretty
Yes.
much, yeah, I'll add it real quick. So,
Yeah.
as you took the leverage of being bubbly, slightly aggressive. In the sense, it's the opposite, obviously, for now and analytical. The fact that we're at that point where slower, we actually tend to process a little differently. When we're dealing with a person who's bubbly, when we're dealing with a person who's driver, right? We actually now have to press the fast forward button and say, you know what, these are the things that they need. These are the things that they want to get. These are the things that we need to
Hmm.
improve on. Okay, we just can't be on the first gear anymore. We need to move up to the fourth gear. Okay, so when it comes to that, it's really having to now balance it what you already have and try to work with what you're working with in front of you. So pretty much is mirroring the person that's in front of you or mirroring the person that you're speaking with on the phone. Okay,
Right.
and learn how to do that. And it's the best way to do it is continue practicing, and talking. Just don't stay comfortable with the person that you're always with. In other words, just don't stay with a more analytical person. If you have a driver in front of you, try to learn how to deal with that person. Okay, it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very challenging. But once again, when it's uncomfortable, it is a challenge. It is, but yeah, it's an improvement in your life.
And I wish I could have known this 26 years ago. It's like no one
You
told
see?
us here. There was no
You
Tony
see?
Robbins. There was no
I
no,
want
it's
to touch
true.
on no. This is the thing. This is what I wanted to touch on, and we spoke about this last week. Remember, Israel, and it
Right.
was this should be one of the first things that, as a team leader,
Requirement.
as a
Yeah.
broker, as whoever you might be, you have an agent that comes along, the team comes along. This should be something that
Yeah.
you go through,
Yeah.
right? You need to understand your personality, and I like the fact that you said that, Gigi, that you wish somebody would have gave
I
that to you from the
wish.
beginning.
Right. Right. It was not until I went to Exit Realty, and I'm not ashamed to just disclose the franchise where we had those personality profile trainings, and it was like cathartic, and I'm like, oh my god! And I think the first time I took the test, and it's going to be, and I was not even a high I was not a DI. You know what I was?
No.
I was an IS.
Okay.
Wow.
And you know what? My kids were very young, and I was
Supposedly
mostly
supportive.
at home. Yes, it was
Okay.
amazing. I was, I was just, I was just getting divorced, so I was still, like a little bit of the hurt, a little bit of the attachment to that life. And then you can see like 20 years forward, not even 20 years, maybe 17, 18 years forward, and I'm a total different person.
Right.
And I'm glad I've been able to actually test myself every now and then and understand what's the shift, what's going on, how I can, because if you don't realize who you are, especially with very strong D's and I, to me they are very we're pretty much out there. We need to be able to reflect and say, how am I going to, I need to be attractive to those that are really the opposite of who I am. The analytical guy. I
Right.
need to be able to work with the seller that is super analytical without me wanting to choke them to death. So I'm really glad we have all those tools nowadays. And a team leader, yes, you should be working with a team leader that understand that those are the things that you need to understand about yourself and the business. And because we're in the people business. And if we don't understand our public, we're basically shooting ourselves in the foot.
Always.
Sure.
Yeah.
Always got to
I'm
mirror
glad-
your peoples.
I'm glad that I was able to come across these personality tests even before I started real estate,
Yeah.
before I even started doing sales. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was happy about that because it helped me understand myself as a person. And like you said, if we're on a phone call, if we're door knocking, if we're meeting with an appointment, if we're meeting with somebody face to face, and Israel, you hit it on the head, mirror them. That was like the first thing they teach you in sales, mirror them.
Always.
But the question is how? How does someone
have to
actually
understand,
mirror them?
yeah.
Exactly. You have to understand. But before you can understand everyone else, you have to understand yourself.
Yourself.
So you have to test
Exactly.
yourself. You have to check to see what your strengths and weaknesses are,
Yeah.
where you need some improvement, where you excel. And from that, you're going to have to tweak it. But if you learn from it, when you start to have these conversations with some of these buyers or sellers on the phone, you'll easily be able to gauge whether or not there's someone who's direct, get to the point, someone who's going to sit there and be on a full-blown story time with you, or if they're
Right.
just kind of like quiet and timid, you know what I mean? So you'll start to understand that, and that's going to help you excel in this business. Understanding yourself and understanding the people that you're doing business with.
Absolutely, and that's 100% on that. So we do have people actually commenting, asking where they can find those tests. So let's just see if we can plug it into the comments for that, and then we'll move on to the next one because I think this is also an important portion as well. And I want to say good morning to everyone that we haven't said good morning to. So good morning, Joel. Good morning, Facebook user. Miriam, good morning to you. So thank you for being on this. And I look forward to speaking about the next one as well.
Yeah, let's go back to the next slide. Oops, did I go too far?
Yeah, and let's make sure we put in that the personality test in there.
Let me try to find it while we start talking about setting concrete, achievable goals and know your why. I know we did a goal setting in-person strategy that was pretty good. I know we recorded it, right? I know we have the material in our Alliance Movement page, so you guys can really, again, without a game plan, I don't think you can even make it in this business. It's pretty tough.
Well, my favorite words are, when it comes to goals, my favorite words, and again, this goes back to my coaching with Sekou and others as well, is numbers is the language of your business. Okay. Yeah. You have to know your numbers. You have to know, how many contacts you need to have, how many leads you need to have, how many appointments you need to have in order to make the number that you want to make. Right. Yeah. So the thing is that you ask anybody when starting out this business, how much do you want to make this year? What is your goal? Obviously, most of them are either watching when they first start off, they are obviously watching used to be one of my favorite shows, $1 Million Listings. Right. And I want to make $1 million.
Oh, sure.
Right? I want to be the top brokers out there. I want to be okay. For you to get there, you have to do exactly what they did, which is within the 10 years, they actually build their business to get to that level. Mm-hmm. So within 10, 15 years, it took them that long to actually get to the level that they have to get to. So are you ready to do that within 2? That's the next question. Right. So the best way of doing that is that you have to know your numbers. Right. And then again, we did it in the beginning of the year. We actually did it last year towards the end. All right, setting goals. You have to set your goals in the sense that, it's not only about numbers. Yes, I agree, but it's also about your why. Where are you going? What do you want to do? Who do you want to become?
What you're doing it. Why you're doing what you're doing? Who you're
right?
doing
Why
it
are you
for?
doing what you're doing? I mean, what are the goals? And the goals cannot just be something, extravagant. Meaning, I want to own a mansion over, in some other place that no one knows about. But what about something that's tangible? Something that's you can touch, you can grab, you can go, like going to Fiji or going to Hawaii or going to California or just going to Jersey.
I
to
don't
the
know
point
about that part, man. I don't want to go to what, man. You had me. How did you even throw Jersey into that conversation?
Hey, I just had to throw it out there because it's tangible. It's across the bridge. The point is,
tangible. You can make it there whether you wanted to or not. That's
good point. Good point. The point is the point I'm trying to make is this: is the fact that make your goals. Again, you want to be married to your significant other. You want to have a new house. You want to invest into 2-3 homes this year. Those are the things you want to go. These are goals that are tangible. All right. Owning a Lamborghini when you only earn $2 an hour, that's not tangible.
Yes, it's not. So realistic, achievable goals, you have to be really precise on what your goals are. You can't say, oh, I want to be a gazillionaire by next year.
Right.
If you don't have a plan, like a workable plan to, and with the tools that you need to achieve that goal, it's not going to work. So it's the goal setting. They have to be achievable. You have to put it has to be time bound. Okay. It has to be attainable. You say, okay, and you need to know what kind of tools you're going to need to attain them. Do I need more training? Do I need to I don't know. Do I need to take that type of training? Do I need to get a certification? Do I need this? Do I need that? Do I need another license? You need to know all those things. So, it has to be, you have to be able to achieve them realistically. Can I actually do it? Do I have the capacity to do it? Is it going to take a large effort? Yes, it may, but can I do it? You need to know. Like a foundation on goal setting has to be established. If you just shoot in the dark, you're going nowhere.
Absolutely.
I just want to make money in real estate.
You're going to be in the hamster wheel all day. That's really what's going to be. You're going to be hamster wheel all day.
I remember hearing like if you don't actually write down an achievable goal, or if you don't write a goal, you're gonna hit something. Whether you write it down or you don't, you're gonna achieve something. Either you're not gonna make it or you're gonna make it. You know what I mean? And the good thing is that if you do have that drive, and this is what I remember hearing, if you have that drive and that passion, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. You know what I mean? And don't feel like you have to accomplish this all by yourself. Like we said before, get together with a team. They're going to help you establish that, right? Maybe you don't know what these goals are. Maybe you really don't know. Maybe the idea was, oh my God, I saw Ryan Serhan on $1 Million Listings and he made a killing and a commission, and now I want to be a realtor.
Yeah, I want to have a $500,000 commission in one shot.
Right.
Yeah,
which
that's
is crazy.
awesome.
I mean, it's insane.
Yeah.
And then you know what it was? You know what it is though? That right there was a little taste. Like, oh, I want to do that. Like, I want to be there. Great.
Yeah, but it's
like
all jaded. It's all distorted. It's got the whole glitz and glamour. It's really not what is represented.
It's TV.
So the good thing about this, I mean, the one thing that Ed, you just pointed out, and I agree with this 1,000%, and which is this: if you're going to set a goal, okay, you need an accountability partner or team. We've definitely
talked about that so many times. We're going to press on this. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Your accountability partner can be your significant other, friends and family, your broker, your team, okay, or somebody just outside the world. It doesn't have to be somebody close. It could be somebody far. But as long as this person is good enough to hold you accountable, make sure they hold you hold them accountable as well. And this person can get you to the next level right away.
Right.
Or team can get you to the next level right away. So
absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's go and take a look at scaling your lead generation budget, because let's be real here. There are a lot of free stuff you can do and get some leads. but it's there's still that saying, it takes money to make money, is not wrong. We're in this
I think it's
business.
true.
It's going to cost us about what, $1,200 for licensing and
You know what? I
all
think the
those
term should be,
realtor, the MLS fees and all that. What is it?
it should take money to scale more money.
Money.
Like if you're
Ah,
trying to scale your business and generate more money, then yeah,
Yeah,
you're gonna have to start to invest in that.
yeah, yeah.
I agree.
Right. I mean, you want to know, again, with your plan, what niche are you falling into? What kind of, which area? Do you have a specific farm area? Do you want to zone in on? You're gonna have to establish like a budget. How much am I gonna spend? How much? What is my conversion? My conversion rate. How many
Hmm.
people do I need to nurture? How many people do I, when we're going to be able to get back in the street and talk to homeowners just by saying hello and visiting them? You need to, it's nothing has exact numbers, but at least have your formula, like, um, there is going to be some trial and error. How much money do I want to spend? What is my return on this? There is, I mean, you're gonna have to gauge and see, do I need to change my strategy in the
Yep.
middle of the year because I have got really little return on this? So you gonna have to say here, I mean, even if it's gonna be on your CRM, marketing dollars, when you're gonna do property boost or video advertising or whatever it is, you want to make sure that you get enough return on that money,
I agree, and I
right?
think that again, I always say that when it comes to lead generations, there's always those three ways. You can either buy it, wait for it, or just go after it, right?
Yeah.
And if you actually take an A/B test for all three of them, you will know exactly where you should focus most of your, most of your lead generations budget
Right.
from.
But you're going to
So,
have to try a few things. And if you don't try
of
a few
course,
things, you don't know what's going to work for you.
right?
If this is where a lot of agents fail as well, they're not willing to try. It doesn't hurt. It could be a little bit uncomfortable, but it doesn't hurt, but they're not willing to try.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
yeah,
I think you need to try pretty much everything and see what works for you, right?
I think so.
Because then
I
if
completely
you
agree.
just close the door on certain things, just like people saying, oh, I'm going to close the doors, I'm just talking to sellers that I don't know, I think it's wrong. Just try everything.
Yeah. And I think what we should all do, and I think what we should mention is, if you're going to try to scale, you want to focus in that one area. So for example, right, let's say you're brand new. Let's say you don't have a listing, but now you can put that out there as information, right? Home fully detached
Mhm.
on the market. It's coming soon. Who do you know that might be looking to buy? People on social media are probably going to look into that. But now here's the kicker. If you're promoting this in a specific area, you can then start to look into other areas, right? We were talking before about direct mailers. Whether that's
Right.
something we want to jump into or not, it is what it
Yeah,
is.
let's jump into it because yeah, we all do. No, we all do it.
But
We
at
all
the end of
have
the
our
day, it's
opinion on it. Yes.
the idea is to compound those efforts in a focused, in a concentrated area. If you're calling in that area, if you're sending mailers in that area, if you're door knocking in that area and inviting individuals to come to your open house, be what it may be. But that's the key. The key is you have to focus, and you focus in that. If you want to start off in your own neighborhood, find a listing in that area and try to promote that. Try to get the information out there. Get a calling list. Reach out to them. Like Gigi said, don't be scared. Make the call.
Right.
Let them know you have that property on the
Right.
market. Your team has that listing on the market. So
Right.
you have access to that. And that's how you're going to start to scale and get more leads. And what we didn't hit was you would start to educate yourself more and more about that specific area. Now
Yeah.
you become the professional. You're that person that everyone wants to go to get the information on whether or not this is the right price, or should I try to negotiate this better, or is this house overpriced? You know
Or
what I
you can
mean?
even, I mean, I also wanted to brush on the subjects of, working with your referrals, like you're going to do some pub buys with your referrals. So you're going to bring, sometimes you're going to have to bring a little gift and like a
Yeah.
little token that so they can remind you. We have this whole concept of being the mayor of your town. So that would be basically you're going to be staying in touch with past clients, sphere of influence. You're going to have
Yeah.
your like top tier
Yeah.
SOI, where those guys that are giving you referrals and all that, you're going to
Look,
have to spend a little money just to show them appreciation. I'm not saying you're going to spend lavish gifts on it, but
you don't.
seasonally, like pop
You don't
by,
have to
send
go
a
extreme.
gift.
Check this
No.
out. We have Valentine's Day coming, right? If
Yeah.
you have past clients, here's a little golden chicken nugget, right? Get some cookies. Right?
Yeah. The little red
I remember
cookies.
hearing what's his name? From the
Amen.
Jimenez team. He gets cookies. I think he even puts his name on the cookies. You know what I mean? Like things like that, people just
Yeah.
laugh at. It's something very minimal. You do have to spend some money, but look at what the attention is focused on. Now you just gave somebody a gift. You're reminding them that you're in real estate. You're seeing how they're doing. They love their home. They love the service you provided. Hands down, they're gonna bring it up. Oh, maybe you know what? I know so and so. They're talking about maybe buying. Or my neighbor next door. I remember him mentioning that they were thinking about selling. Now you're kind of working on that. You're staying in touch. You're staying
Right.
on top of that.
Yeah,
You're
and if
popping
you
in
and
with
if you
gifts.
broke and just starting in the business, go buy a pack of Valentine card and handwrite them yourself,
Mhm.
and go to basically people from your sphere of influence, and just write something like "Be my Valentine," and it's just like, "Would you give me a referral?" Something cute,
I would
and
say I can. I'm married. I'm like, I already
I was
got a
going to say the same
Valentine.
thing.
well,
If you don't want to
right.
get in trouble with your significant
No,
other,
but
I don't
it
know
could
about that
be
one.
it could be like a little you could be it could be like a
Um,
little referral thing. It could be like tongue in cheek. It doesn't have to be, that.
yeah,
I'm sure
I would
but
say
you can
tongue
find
and
the,
something.
cheek.
the, the point to that is, it's honestly, I get it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
really, you want to be top of mind when it comes to lead generation. You want to be top of mind, whether you're doing it as a EDDM, every door direct, whether you're
Yeah.
doing it as a pass by, or you're just doing it, even a phone call or anything else. The point is, we've all said it. If you're going to farm your certain area, just make sure that you're always the top of mind for that
Do
person.
it. Don't do it
Just make
once.
sure
Keep
that you
on
do it
doing it. Yes.
right. And
So
if
do
you
it
and
with intent. Yeah, and keep on doing it. Yeah.
what I always suggest is, if you're not into doing it consistently, then at least do it quarterly, right? And then if it's possible, do it, obviously monthly, but definitely quarterly, in the sense that it's there's a lot of seasons in every quarter. Just do it. Just keep doing it every quarter, and they will always keep you in top of mind. You will
Mhm.
always be on their mind. There will always be, what's going on. Whether it's a pass by, EDDMs,
Yeah.
just a quick hello, phone call, so on and so forth.
Right.
So, all right.
Let's get back to the next one. Manage. Oh, this is a big one because this is probably what is the hardest thing
Ooh, yeah.
to comprehend, to
For
stick to.
self-employed individuals.
For self-employed, you don't have no boss. You're your own boss.
Yep.
But it's like you need to be able to manage your time. And that is the hardest thing to stick to, especially to somebody like me. So I need a schedule. I don't have to wake up at 6:30 in the morning. I don't have to be in the office if I didn't want at 8:30 in the morning. I don't have, like there's a lot of things I don't have to do. But if I don't do it, I don't eat. So, but it's like you need to understand your schedule and how to work it. You have a life. We know that you may have the kids to pick up and all this and that, but you're going to have to set things in stone and work on a schedule. That schedule can change, but you need to follow that schedule. I remember when I was being coached by the Mike Ferry organization, they used to tell me, if once you set your schedule, and you follow that schedule 70% of the time, you are a superstar. Like there are some things that should be on your schedule that you should be doing every day of the week when you're working, like 5 times a week. You should have some prospecting time, follow-up time. You can even put time for booking appointments and so on and so forth. Right?
Right.
That's what it is. So
No, it's true.
managing your time is, if you don't have that set up, you might end up being overwhelmed, you know. You might miss a few things that could be very detrimental to your paycheck in the end and detrimental to sometimes your reputation in business. Stick to your schedule, make sure you got your appointments in that fit that schedule that you have, and stick to it. right?
That's very true. Very,
I
very
don't know
true.
what else to add, but scheduling is
It's hard.
it's
I'm
extremely
gonna be
hard.
honest with you guys. It's hard, and Gigi said it. It's hard. It's not easy because guess what? No one's breathing down your neck. It's not a 9 to 5 that you sit in the office. But at the same time, you must remember that this is 100% commission. So whatever work and effort that you put in, you would get it not right away, but you're gonna get it over the course of time.
Right.
I've said it in the past. We're like farmers. Business owners are like farmers. If we can compare them to anything, it's like a farmer. We plant seeds. We don't expect the crop to grow in the next hour. We know it's going to take time. Some
Right.
of these crops might grow, some of these crops might die, some of them might not make it, but it
Right.
doesn't matter because we're constantly putting out seeds, we're constantly putting out information, we're constantly meeting with people and connecting with them. And if they like who we are as an individual, they're going to do business with us. And as
Right.
far as managing the time, set that schedule, right?
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to wake up early, do it. You know why? You can get so much stuff out of the
In the
way when you get
morning,
up
yes.
early. If you get up at 6:30, stretch, right? Drink some water, drink some tea, do yoga, get that out of the way. Once you do that, set yourself a goal. I remember coming into the office and we always used to talk about, hey, you have to do prospecting, right? You have to do you have to basically get on the calls 2 hours a day. That's all I used to hear people say. Somebody brand new might get scared. I don't want to be on the phone for 2 hours.
You,
You know what I mean? You literally are you. Oh, is that Jenny?
I have Jenny, and I have Jenny. Jenny, I'll be right there. We're live on Facebook. I talk to you.
You know, but
She's
set up a
adorable.
schedule. If
Yeah.
you're scared to make the calls, don't do it for 2 hours. Start off at a half hour. See how you
No,
feel.
yes,
Chances
and
are
but
you're gonna make a call that's gonna make you feel amazing, and you're gonna keep going. So push it
but
to
you know
another
what?
hour.
Don't even put it. Don't label it prospecting because that's this big,
It's
scary,
scary.
bad wolf. You're gonna have to spend some times in your day where you're gonna have to speak to people you know,
Yeah.
people you've done business with. You're going to have to follow up with clients that you've been showing, and some that you're trying to actually show to, or some potential sellers. You like set some time so you can get in touch with people. And yes, prospecting is for sure. Make sure you set some time so you can get new business.
Correct.
That's what
So,
it is. Yeah.
so pretty much, I mean, it's all true. I mean, you always have to time block, right?
Oh
Your
yeah.
days. You have 24 hours to do so. Days is you have to have lunch. Days you wake up. Times you wake up. Times you wait. Do your exercise or read a book or do an affirmation. Hopefully you're plugging in the day that you're going to do. What kind of days you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
How much prospecting or lead generations you're going to do. Whether it's an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, whatever. It's up to
Yeah.
you and how you do it. Time for lunch. We all need to eat at a certain
Right.
point, right? Time to either follow up with your last buyer or your last
Time for your
sellers.
kids.
Time,
Time.
and time for your appointments, right? And
Right.
then whether your family comes in between there, then you do that too, right? So
Yeah.
you really, I mean, honestly, I think a good golden, whether it's a golden nugget or not, but I use a lot. Not to plug them up too much, but I use Google Calendar a lot,
Oh yeah, Google
right?
Calendar has. I might have my
I
color codes. It's
right.
fantastic. Yeah,
I
yeah,
I I do it, and I use it a lot. I plug in, I put all the information that I needed to put in, and I work on my daily stuff that I need to work on the next
Mhm.
day or that early morning. So I tend to wake up around 6 o'clock in the morning a lot.
yeah.
So the point is, whether I'm exercising or not exercising or doing my affirmations for that day, um, it's always to the point that I'm making sure that my business becomes a productive business, right? That I'm always doing something next. That I'm not working at a time when it comes to time blocking. I'm not working at a time of reactive, but more proactive. Okay, because the more proactive you are, the more you're going to get out of it. Okay, so
Right.
really, the thing is that time blocking really helps the person, whether you're a time blocker or not, helps you to organize yourself a little more in a way that it gets you to that next level. So you
Yeah.
really want to make sure that, like I said, I use Google Calendar. What else do you guys use besides Google
Google
Calendar?
Calendar. I used to have an actual agenda many years ago. I kept it until probably 6 years ago, where I had my
Mm,
agenda that I would carry with me. Um, and I color code everything. And I'm going to tell you one thing. I've been doing real estate as a single parent. Now my kids are all grown, but it's been crucial for me to have an agenda, because every day at 2:30 my kids had to be picked up. Those kids had to be, I had to feed them, I have to make sure the homework is done, I had to spend time with them. So yes, the schedule was needed. Everything was needed, because I was a single parent, but I still needed to take my kids to judo class over there on Metropolitan Avenue in Richmond Hill, in Forest Hills. I needed to do that, and I did it. So yes, mornings were super important, and some showings from 2 o'clock. There was no business probably until 6 o'clock in the evening,
Wow.
and I was
See?
okay. And I did this for like 10 years,
That's awesome.
and it's okay, and it works. If I didn't have a schedule, I don't think I could ever have done, been able to do real estate, as a single parent. Yeah, you can get a babysitter here and there, but I was able to be involved in my kids' life because I had a
Right.
schedule. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
And I'm
important.
very, very thankful to that. Yeah. All
That's very
right.
good.
So
All right, so I think we're done, right? What do we have? What's our next one?
This is it. This is we don't have any additional slides. We need
great.
to, yes, let's add this. This is it. I think it was a segment we needed to discuss, like for new agents or agents are in the slump, like get those 5 priorities back and work on it, basically.
Right.
Those are the 5 things you need to do to really
Of course.
make it in this business. Yeah.
Always leverage your social media. Once you have your license, the first thing you do is just make sure everybody knows that
you're
you
in business.
have
You're
that you're in
agent.
business. You're gonna have everybody, from their grandmother, uncles, everybody wanting to know information about real estate, because now they have somebody in the inside. If you think about it that way, start working on your personalities real quick. Honestly, knowing the kind of person you are. It may change throughout the course of time, but knowing how to start and knowing whether you're an analytical driver, you're a bubbly person, or supportive, it's a great way to know what kind of person you're going to be working with and what kind of person you are in front of the person that you're speaking with. Also knowing, having a set goal for yourself is also an important thing for business. Any business that's out there needs to have a set goal, whether it's numerically or whether it's just something tangible. You want something to actually go for. You want to go after it. You want to be able to get there. You want to be able to have something that's achievable for you, because I'm telling you, if you're on the hamster wheel, it's just not going to be a good business for you. You want to be able to always move forward and always have a great feeling once you hit your goal. And then scaling your lead generation budget. Again, I said it, in a certain way. There's 3 ways of doing it, which you're buying, you're looking for it, or you're just waiting for it. And if you scale your lead generation budget in a certain way to know exactly which of those work out for you, whether you're going to buy EDDMs or you're going to buy some ads or buy some leads, or just going to go out there and be the mayor in town and just door knock or do something. Just make sure you're doing it in a way that it's actually fruitful for you and your business. All right. And then time blocking, again, becomes very crucial, because it is the organization ways of actually organizing yourself throughout the course of your day, knowing exactly where to do it, what to do, and not to be so reactive about your business, but be more proactive about your business.
And have more time for your life. More time for your life. Yeah. This is it, guys. This is it. All right. So all those trainings will be posted at Vitam Eternam, like forever in the Alliance Movement, on my private Facebook page and on YouTube as well. So you'll be able to revisit it anytime you want. It's a shorter segment. I think we're done for the day. We're going to have another training in office and on Zoom right after that, for those that are interested in mortgage, in qualifying your mortgage, your buyers from the mortgage perspective. All right.
Right.
Awesome, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. We love you guys.
Day.
Please enjoy your weekend. Stay safe out there. We know it's cold, so be very careful. Make sure you bundle up. And if you see us on the streets, please say hi. We're not afraid. We're not afraid.
That'd be awesome.
I'll fist
Thank
bump.
you.
I'll hug.
Until next time.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.